Award-winning artist Jerry Pinkney exhibits his work here at the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History. We talked to him about his work. I'm Michaela Armstead with YNN, the Logan Network.
Pinkney is familiar with the Detroit Museum, but this is the first time his work has been displayed at this large scale.
Well, it's such a natural fit. Now, I have to tell you, when I was creating this work, I did not think about the fact that one day there might be a possibility of it actually hanging on a museum wall. My first museum experience was at the age of about 17 or 18, which was very late, and I marveled at the kind of work that inspired me that was hanging on walls. The Charles H. Wright Museum, the work that I've been doing over the years, the focus on African American culture and history, the work celebrating African American culture and culture, it's such a natural fit, and it first also reaches the audience that can have what I did not have as a child growing up. There were very few books where I could see a person of color mirrored or echoed in the books that I actually read. Here, young children, all children, but especially children of color, can actually see themselves reflected on the walls here. And I created these works.
Having written more than 100 titles and having more than 31 one-man exhibitions, there's no doubt Pinkney is accomplished. He was also commissioned to illustrate for published books and the National Geographic. We wanted to know, what are his future goals?
I think if there's a future goal, would be to write an original story. I've been adapting stories and collaborating with other authors. I have not written an original story. And I think that would be something that I would like to venture and find the courage to do, because still it's very, very intimidating. The other piece, of course, is I'd love to begin to travel more, to visit those places that sometimes you find in the projects that I've illustrated.
Although he has always had a love for storytelling, he was labeled as a reluctant reader as a child because he had dyslexia. His books have been translated into 16 languages, published in 14 countries.
Well, that's a very interesting thing, that, being dyslexic and having this struggle, which I still do with reading, to find that most of my work, again, is text-inspired and text-based. And then there's this caveat of having my books translated into, I think, 14 different languages in 11 or 12 countries. The thrill, I mean, it's actually a thrill. And you can't imagine, the mailman arrives, and you pick up this package, and it's one of those book bags, and you open, and there's a work that you've created, but it's been translated in Chinese or Korean or French. The power in that, and again, it was something I would never have dreamed of. But the other piece of that is that my interest and focus and African American subject, and meeting the needs of African Americans, people of color, we also find that my work is meeting the needs of maybe a child in China. Introducing them to our culture.
What would be your advice to children who have a passion for art and writing?
Experience as much as you can. And interesting enough, it's obvious, I would say, draw and draw some more. The other piece, though, that it's important is see as much as possible, read as much as possible, because that all fuels the creative mind.
The Charles H. Wright Museum in Detroit is the largest museum in the world dedicated to the African American history. I'm Edward McNeil for YNN Logan Network, where we bring you the younger side of the news.